Hey, this is Steve coming at you with another DayZ video. I pretty much just want to make a short video showing people that haven't ever seen DayZ before or need some. It's pretty much a beginner's guide, so to speak. And even for a veteran player, though, there's going to be good information, and it should be very interesting. So, add comments to the bottom, stuff I missed. Like and subscribe if you learned something from it. And let's get started. First, let's talk a little bit about DayZ. DayZ started as a mod for a military simulator game, and it got so many sales, so many people bought the military simulator to download the free mod to play it, that they realized it would be best as a standalone game. They'd make a lot of money. At this point, it's been out for less than a month, and it has something over 800,000 purchases already, and that's just climbing. It's not even it won't release for over a year, so the fact that it has that many sales tells you how big this game is going to be. And I've been following it for probably over two years, watching the development every day. I downloaded it hours after it released, and they didn't give us any warning. There was no release date. I had to go on and look every day. And anyways, it's out, and everyone's excited, including me. But it is in very early alpha, meaning that you can lose your character at any time, you can die at any time for no reason, and there's going to be other bugs and glitches, and there's also a lack of content, actually a huge lack of content, but despite all that, it is still the best game I've ever played, hands down, and I'm going to show you why. Okay, so before you do anything, you probably want to mess with your graphics settings, okay? Sound, you're going to want to take that down right away, because you're going to hear it's too loud, probably, anyways. Field of view, I can show you in game, but it pretty much gives you peripheral vision. You can see 180 degrees about when you have it all the way up. This is default right here in the middle, and maybe I'll show you in game how that changes how much you can see. But when it's all the way up, it does kind of look like you're looking through a glass, so it's personal preference. As far as video, this game is the hardest to run out of any game I've ever played, I've ever put on my computer. I have a good decent machine, but I have to put everything on very low. Rendering resolution, you always keep it 100%. Lower it, that's the last case scenario. But everything else, as far as the textures, I have mine on normal to try to not kill your guys' eyes, and it does make me lag a little bit, but you guys shouldn't notice any lag. Just in the cities, it's a little iffy. Quality, though, you see that I have everything disabled or very low. Just you probably want to just start off with that and then work your way up as you go. A lot of this stuff makes it look worse anyways, so just start out with all disabled. You'll see how my game looks decent, and the only thing I have up a little bit is texture detail on normal. So that's that. You can pick any number of different characters here, and you can be a female, you can be an African American female, an Asian female, a couple of Mexican, plenty of different choices. You can pick your clothes and stuff, and this stuff you're gonna lose really quickly because you're gonna find other stuff if you know where to look. But anyways, when you're done picking what you want to look like, set as default, and every time you die, that's what you'll start out looking as. So let's get started here. Let's find a good server. You gotta be careful what servers you pick, because ones with 0 players in it a lot of times will wipe your character. They have lag issues or whatever's going on there, and it's not as fun anyways. So let's just pick any old server here.
Hi.
Oh wow, we can already hear people talking. Well, let's hope that's not near me. It's just playing globally. It's weird that I heard reloading since I have no weapon. But here I am. It'll spawn you somewhere near the coast. Looks like I got a very lucky spawn here, being next to Electro, which is a decent sized city, and plenty to search for and look for. You gotta be a little bit careful because there's people all around. But let's say I didn't spawn at this city right here. This is a decent city to start looking at. You just want to look around. If you see a road, there's maps you can get on Google. If you see a road sign, it might be in your best interest to go on Google and see what you can find. It's a weird green spot right there. Am I the only one seeing that? Very weird. someone spray painted something right there. They don't have spray paint yet, but I hear you're supposed to be able to spray paint guns and stuff eventually. Hunting isn't in yet. Vehicles aren't in yet. This game is pretty much a kind of a survival slash PvP fest at the moment. Survival's not up to par as it should be, but it will. So you can lean, with X you can crouch, you can lay down with C, you can stand back up with C. I know that's a lot of information, but you really just have to play around with it and learn how to, you can actually go and set the controls and the options. But anyways, so you see, you always start off pretty much always at the ocean. You don't look for a building or power lines or a road, something to follow. And watch out for people at the same time. See, that right there is a bug. It's been doing that. And if I'm next to a building when my mouse does that, and it's been happening to my friends too, they can put you inside of a building, and you can be potentially stuck there forever if you can't figure your way out. As you see, I found my first piece of loot here. Blue bandana, great, awesome. Starting to look stylish now. There's a lot of clothes and stuff already in, and I can't wait for them to add more. And you see, I'm just running around right here. You're kind of hard to shoot when you're sprinting around. You know, believe it or not. I mean, yeah, you can go and crouch around and be slow, but you're likely to get shot easier doing that. I try to stay hidden. Another thing is you start out, you're like a camel. Well, you're like a person. Your stomach, you start off with it about 30% full or so, and that's pretty much the yellow zone. So I'm already thirsty, and I just started. There's usually wells that you can drink from, but like I said, I'm at probably 25% thirst right now. My stomach is probably only 10% full or so. You have food and water levels, you have energy level, you can get sick from many different things. You need to purify water if you get it from a bad area, you know, out of a swamp or anything else. What do we got here? Yes, we got some food on them. Nice. I like the green better. Pretty simple stuff here. Need to find a backpack. So I'm making this look easy right now because I'm already where I want to be. I have a buddy here in this city, and there's plenty of houses to search, and you know, but you can get here pretty easily. If you're a noob, you should, if you've never played before, you should really stick to the coast. Follow the coast one way or another. If you hit an area that has no trees, no grass, that means you went off the map and turn around. Otherwise, just stay next to the coast and explore all the cities and towns and military bases that are along the coast, and learn the coast. Once you know the coast, then you can get to place, you know, a lot easier. You know, from here, if we head northwest just a little bit, about that direction or so, we would hit northwest military base airfield, and it is the biggest military base in the game. And it has a lot of guns and a lot of other things there, but you also have a lot of people there and a lot of action. So a lot of times that's people's first stop. My first stop is for a little bit of food and a well, some water. I'm going to show you where a well is in this city and what a well looks like. You can jump with B. You can do a slow jump or crawl over something like this, silent. Or you can do a little leaping jump there. This is what a well looks like. They're all over. You just pretty much spam the drink button until it says you're full. Now I haven't eaten any food, so I'm not going to go quite that far as to drink that much. Well, I guess I did. Never mind. But yeah, I can still eat a little food. I'm not too full. As you see, the glitches are pretty enormous in the game at the moment. Found a shirt. Nice. sometimes you make something or do something and it doesn't show up for a while. I just created rags. I think they're gonna show up on the floor here, but I'm not gonna sit there and wait for them. Now I guarantee this has already been searched, and actually I can tell already this gate's open. It's kind of one good way to know it's already been searched is when all the doors are open and nothing's in here. Walkie-talkie. I'm actually gonna try something here. It might be. You gotta watch out, because if you fall from even a 5-foot drop, you can break your legs. A good 10-foot drop, and it can kill you. Looks like everything has been searched. I was kind of hoping I would spawn at a smaller city or town first, so there'd actually be some stuff around. I'm surprised we haven't seen anybody yet. It's probably because there's nothing around. All the zombies have been cleared out of this town. At least for now. This guy wasn't so lucky. Oh. Nice. Oh, they did show up. They're up there, I guess. Wow. Got a magnum now. That's good. Off to a good start. Right. But there's no ammo. I was hoping you had it loaded. Yeah, I got really lucky with this big city, but normally you would just go to the nearest buildings you can find, search them if all the doors open. You see, the mouse glitched and I just went through a fence. If I happened to be up there when that happened, yep, or on a ladder, that would have been the end of my character, and if I would have been alive, maybe I had made it alive for a week or 2 weeks or longer, and then that happens, yeah, it can be a little frustrating, and I would call that a game-breaking bug. And I don't care if it's an alpha or whatever you want to say, there's some things that need to be addressed before you release a game. So I've searched this town that I started out in, this city, Electro. One of my favorite hangout spots just because there's so much mayhem here. And it's already been looted. There's nothing here. I hear shooting. The only smart option is to run. So I'm going to be running. And I know my way around, so I'm not just going to run aimlessly. Obviously, if you got to a city like this and you found a road sign, because there are road signs. If I follow this main road out, you'll see a road sign, and you can look on the map, find out where you are, and use the sun to figure out which direction you need to head, east or west, to get where you're going. You can even use the sun to travel north, but it's not as you can definitely end up off track if you don't have the compass trying to go north. Really unfortunate that the zombies have been cleared out of this area already, but possibly when I run. See, I know where I'm going, like I said, so I'm going to be heading west. There's a military airfield to the west of Electro and the west of Cherno. Okay, I just heard somebody. Possibly they're trying to shoot me. I heard something. Hey, a zombie. I'm just gonna kill him just to do it. Usually, it doesn't always make that sound. I don't know. The sounds for the axe hitting the wall are just placeholder at the moment. Now it doesn't make a noise. Yeah, it sounds like a pistol at the moment, but... Okay, I'm being shot at. That's how you know when you're being shot at, is sounds like that. They will not be able to hit me, though. Not from that far away. Well, they might be able to hit me, but not kill me. Not today. But you see, there's a reason to run really fast and get to where you're going instead of taking your time. You don't sit on a loot pile for too long. You know, get your stuff organized. Organize somewhere safe before you go out. Almost back to where we started. That's a pretty important building there. I'm not sure if it's a school or office building. I don't think it's a hospital. The hospital doesn't look like that, but it definitely spawns good things. This map, let me just get to it. This map is 150 square miles. It's actually 250 square kilometers. Go and convert that. It's 150 square miles. The map is insanely huge. You will be able to shoot birds. You will be able to hunt. Right now, I don't think you can shoot birds. I think cannibalism is confirmed. You'll be able to do stuff with people's bones, and there's going to be a whole crafting system. This game is absolutely the best game. The only thing they need after they complete doing everything they said they're going to do is... Anytime you ever see cranes in the distance, that means it's a big city, and usually it will mean you're around the southern part of the map. That city there is the biggest map, or the biggest city in the game. As far as I know, I'm pretty sure it's huge. As you can see, you can already see there's a building that's been eaten. Looks like a bite's been taken out of it. Yeah, a plane. There's a plane actually at the base of that building, and it's quite impressive amount of detail they put into it. Now this part of the map is the laggiest part of the map, and as you see, I'm starting to lag when I look into some of these areas. Let's stop by this building real quick, just because it's so beautiful. The work they put into this, I can live with. It's not this one. Let's see what's in here. Black bandana. No, I like the screen being better. I guess we're at Cherno Square here. Oh, the mouse. Wow. Now this is a different. I used a different mouse from the last video I did, and this stuff's still going on. That is impressive to me. I really feel like they did a good job. I mean, just considering how, I mean, that might not be graphically, of course my stuff's all in low, might not be graphically the best thing you've ever seen in a video game, but the fact that this map is 150 square miles, you know. Portable gas stove. Well, you can't cook anything yet, so it's kind of pointless. So I've now approached Balota. You can usually tell military bases by the big airfield and military-style fences, and also across the street from here there's a military camp with a bunch of tents. I'm just really hoping for a server restart right now. If the server restarted right now, that means all the loot's back, and all I have to do is pick up a gun and put a mag in it and probably kill 100 people before I can get out of here, but that's pretty much the goal. Hopefully, you know, because it's such a long run now, a lot of people haven't been here, and I can go ahead and find stuff before server restart. But as you see, the doors have been opened, so never a good sign. See, it's kind of just unfair at the moment. Go backpack. Oh, wow. Speak of the devil, that's amazing. I was really hoping for server restart, and look what I got. My prayers were answered. The melee weapons do not hit where your crosshair is. I mean, they do sometimes, but you see how I'm hitting this right now? My crosshair is over to the right, but it keeps hitting the wall. It hits wherever the actual ice hits. So if you see me swing at a zombie and then try to wrap around, hit the zombie, it seems to work doing it like that. Look at all these sodas. I'm thirsty too. So sodas actually help you with hunger and thirst, so it's kind of neat. But yeah, some cool shades. I don't like the shades because they reflect light, but what the hell? Put them on for now. I've never seen so many sodas in one place. These Watchtower guys must have liked their sodas. Canteens you can fill back up with water at a well. So they are awesome. Same with water bottles. That's my favorite backpack right here. It's not as big. Doesn't have as much room, no. But it's camouflage and a little smaller. So I like to use it. Big old red backpack isn't really cutting it. Blue's not so bad, but there's a zombie. I don't know why he heard me, how he seen me. See, they'll make noise, and then you'll never even know he's coming. Especially sometimes they don't make noise, and then they'll just walk right through this wall. Sometimes they walk right through the wall, and then they'll just kill you. Oh, there's multiple zombies coming too. Jungle boots. Here he comes. She. Sorry. Ugh. So dangerous. But as you see, you know, we're off to a good start. We haven't been killed by anybody. We've been able to stay out of the way. We haven't even seen anybody. I mean, we've been shot at, sure, and we've seen some dead bodies and things, but we've been careful enough the way the things that we did, you know, just in staying moving. So as soon as I stopped and was messing around there, I was getting shot at, you know. So, but here we are. We made it to all the good stuff. So in summary, you start out with the lowest graphic settings, and you run to the nearest thing you see. You get some food and water. You can drink and eat a lot to keep yourself not having to worry about food or drink. And you pretty much want to make your way to a military base if you want weapons. I mean, there's other weapons laying around. You may find another weapon, but military bases are really the way to go. There is one on the coast. It's very smart to learn the coast. I'd probably say start out with that first. You know, just learn the whole coast, learn all the cities, learn the directions you need to go to get to different places, and then work your way from there. I hope you found this video informative. I hope you learned something. And like, subscribe. See you next time.